Hey, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the first video. If you haven't seen it, oh my goodness, go check it out. It's incredible. Uh, I'm Mr. Nathan again, teaching improv on video. This is the second video. We're gonna do a couple of warm-ups and then a couple of solo exercises. And then I'll show you how we can do those solo exercises with two people, if you happen to be with someone else. And if not, you can keep doing the solo exercises. Uh-oh, my speaker just turned off. I'm going to turn it on and we will do the first warm-up I have planned, which is literally just dancing. So how stupid fun is that? Dance sitting, dance standing. If you want to lay on the ground and roll that way, you know why? Got feeling, woo. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be. I'm doing all my best moves. Tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 Okay, I'm feeling physically warmed up, so I'm gonna assume you all are. If you're not, I'm gonna remind you again, I don't think I said it at the top. Anytime I go too fast, I'm a video. You can pause me. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. And if you're not done dancing yet, more than pause me, and go back to the beginning so you can dance some more, dance some more. That's enough dancing for me though. All right, the next thing we're going to do is a mental warm-up. I call it my cup of coffee. I do it before I start any improv practice or show, and it's just to kind of get my mind thinking and taking in information, or getting used to making up information and not being worried about whether it's right or not. Because in improv, everything you say is right, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of fun and exciting too, because you get to be the expert in anything you want. And if you're playing with someone who accepts that anything you say is right and you accept anything they say is right, you have ideas that neither one of you have ever thought of. All right, enough talking again. Here's our mental warm-up. It's called 5 Things, and I'm gonna do it with a letter. I'll do it myself first, and then I'll say some letters at you, and guess what? You know what letters are in the alphabet. 5 things that start with the letter L. Letters, libraries, licorice, lab coats, lions, 5 things, yay! All right, I'm gonna give you a letter. Here's what I want you to remember. No matter how silly I look cheering for myself, I love cheering for a success. And so go ahead, when you get 5 things, give yourself a cheer. If we were doing this in person with a whole classroom, I guarantee you all the people in the class would cheer when you named 5 things. All right, here we go. Name 5 things that start with the letter S. Yay, 5 things! And if I came in too soon, I'm so sorry. For the next one, as soon as I say the letter, pause me, and as soon as you finish 5 things, unpause me. Name 5 things that start with the letter B. Yay! Nice, 5 things. All right, that's enough with the warm-ups. I'm going to get started with the exercises. Um, if you watched the first video, you remember that we did emotions and then started talking, and then we did jobs and started talking, and then we did an emotion and a job together and started talking. So I'm going to do something similar this time, but for me, sometimes rather than thinking of and naming an emotion, it's a little easier for me to just change my body a little bit, and that makes me feel a certain way. So once again, you can do this sitting down or standing, whichever you like to do and whichever works the best for you. I'll do a couple examples, and then I'll have you guys just change something about yourself and see how that goes. For this first one, I'll do it sitting. And normally, if you think good posture, you just sit up straight or whatever. And now just change one thing about yourself. There. I didn't decide on an emotion, but I let my kind of back go down and my head go forward. Not a lot, but a little. And guess what? Well, I guess this is it. No more fish in the pond. It's an empty pond, a fishless pond, a pond that has no more fish in it. Algae, it got algae, not fish. This is it. I see lily pads, I see bullfrogs, I don't see fish. All right. I didn't know I was going to talk about fish. I didn't know what I was going to do. But as soon as my body went this way, I went, okay, I feel like this. And that guy likes fish. All right. I'm going to do another example, standing up. And so you can do this sitting or standing. If I sit, I like to sit, get comfortable, and not make a big decision like sit like this or something like that. Just let myself change a little bit and see how that makes me feel. The same thing if you're standing. So if you stand normally, everyone stands differently. That's kind of what this is about. So if I'm just standing as Mr. Nathan, the way I would stand, like this, and maybe I'd move around like this. Okay, and now change one thing about myself, like maybe I'm going to lead with my chest. Oh, yes, now I can start talking. This person is proud. I am here to tell you about horses. Horses are what we have built our kingdom on. Horses are our economy. They are our army. And they are our friends. Long live the horses, yeah! I don't know why I did that, but as soon as I stuck my chest out, man, I felt a certain way. Now you guys try it. We'll do this one, walking again. And let's say change something about your hips as you walk. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be like boom, boom, boom. Maybe it's just little. Maybe they go backwards as you walk. Just a little. And I might talk about, I don't want to go to bed yet. What do you want to talk about when you're like this? Nice, 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 nice. Okay, fabulous. And remember, if I did it too soon, pause. Pause me, always pause me. So I want to go through, rather than naming emotions like we did this time, I'll start sitting, and these are different ways you could maybe be as you're sitting. I'm scooching back just a little so you can kind of see more of my body. I'm trying, this is quote unquote neutral for me, and probably not far enough back so you can't see my legs. Get this cool stool. Oh, I broke it. All right. All right. Here's neutral. Now lean a shoulder forward. How do you feel? Nice. Put our hands behind our head. How do you feel? What would this person say? Nice. Cross your legs. And remember, if I'm going very fast, so after every single one of these, pause, try it yourself, see how it goes. And try speaking. I know it can feel weird. Just start talking about anything at all. You can talk about your life, you can talk about fish, you can talk about, there was something else strange I talked about, I don't remember. Whatever you want. All right, and I'm going to do some of the same things standing. So we did our chest out. We did kind of hips back. Let's do something about our feet. Let's make our feet go first. And it could be like this. And how does that make you feel? What would you say if you're walking around like this? Or maybe that's how your feet go first. And does that make you feel a different way? All right, so you get the idea, and you can try this so many different ways. Just change one little thing about yourself. Put your forehead forward. Put your forehead forward. Put your chin forward. Put your nose forward. Shoulders forward, shoulders back. Chest out, chest sunken. Hips out, hips back. Knees first. Precisely walking. So many different variations, and every time you do one of those, you kind of feel a different way. So you don't have to be like, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm upset, and then how do I act when I'm that way, and think about it. You just change your body, and your body knows how you feel when you're like that. It's kind of a trick, and it's the way it's the way I do it. It's great to say something, but I have a trouble thinking about improv when I'm doing it. What I like to do is just feel and not worry about what I'm going to say, just talk to someone. So we did talk about maybe being able to do this with two people. So, like last time, we have emotions. Let's name some jobs, maybe as suggestions, or locations as suggestions, and we can move on from there. So first we'll start with by yourself, but let's say you're at the beach. You're at the beach, okay? Beach is your suggestion. Before you start talking about the beach, I want you to change physically one way from whatever you are now. If you're sitting, change a little. If you're standing, change a little. All right. It's so hot. It's so hot. The beach is so hot. I'm literally having sweat come out of my forehead and drip into my eyes and mix with my tears and fall down my cheeks. And then they dry before they fall off my face because it's so hot it evaporates. All right. I didn't know I was gonna be hating the beach until I leaned my head back and felt that way. You could do that same thing with two people. Have two people, maybe I'm sitting here and someone else is sitting, well, let's say someone else is standing there. This is gonna be awful because I'm gonna play both parts. It's an example, and then you can do it with the person next to you. I'll have, let's say, one person sitting and one person standing. And before I give the suggestion, I'll probably have both of you change something physically about yourself. And if I'm not here, you know how to do it. Change something physically about yourself. Open up a newspaper and take a suggestion. Say a profession or a job, that's your suggestion. Say a place, that's your suggestion. So here's one person standing here, one person sitting here, and change something about yourself. person sitting is kind of chill, laid back. I just lean back and kind of put my shoulders a little bit forward, and all of a sudden I feel cool. I don't have to say cool, I just automatically felt it. And this person is going to be, let's change something about it. Let's just tighten up our feet. And I'm also, when I did that, I kind of flexed all my muscles. I don't know why, but because I tightened my feet, I tightened my body. And now I feel slightly agitated or nervous. Again, I don't have to name how I feel. It's just as soon as I did this, I felt a certain way. And let's say, should we do a location, since we've started with locations? Gas station. Hello, sir, would you like me to fill up your gas tank? Yeah, fill up my gas tank with premium. Okay, premium is more expensive than the regular, but you look like someone who deserves premium. Yeah, why would you even think I wouldn't like premium? Oh, no, sir, no, not at all. You do deserve premium. All right, and that's how it goes. Neither one of you knows what the scene's gonna be about, but as long as you just agree to what's going on, two different points of view, oops, that was 4, two different points of view, just by changing your physicality. I didn't name an emotion for this one, and I didn't give an emotion for this person. They just changed a little bit physically, and then I gave one suggestion, and that's just kind of to give, hey, we're both at a gas station, so one person doesn't go this, and one person doesn't go that. We could do the same thing with, like we did last week with jobs. What did we do? Oh, let's say we're chefs, all right? And just to mix things up, we'll put the sitting person over here and the standing person over here. And both people could be standing, both people could be sitting. You could stand up while you're in the scene or sit down. That one guy that was sitting in the first scene was in a car, so he didn't have to stand up, but maybe he was just waiting for a bus outside the gas station. I don't know. So this, sorry, I got sidetracked. We'll say chefs, and we'll just have the person sitting. We'll do, I gave you the suggestion before I change physically. Oh well. Person sitting is like this. They just lean forward and put their hand on their chin. And I'm not going to say how I feel, but it makes me feel a way. If you do it, you might feel slightly different. And this person, yeah, I did it automatically. That was just because I saw my head was getting out of the screen. But where I tip my head to the side, it makes me feel a certain way. All right, here we go, and we're chefs. Sous Chef Mike. Sous Chef Mike. Yes, Francois. What is it? I flambéed the oysters, and I have bruleed the creme, and I was just wondering if I should start doing the dishes. Yes, Francois, proceed with the dish doing. It could be as easy as that, and keep going. All right, I'm going to, like I did before, give a couple of suggestions of locations and a couple of suggestions of professions. Pause and write them down, or any location you can think of, or any job or profession you can think of, add to the list. And then by yourself, or if you have someone to play with your friend, you can try different physicalities and pick randomly one of those locations or one of those jobs, and then switch your physicality again and pick one of those locations or one of those jobs. And really, the scene lasts as long as you guys are having fun. As soon as it feels like, bah, ha, 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 that was a thing, start a new scene. And that's kind of how improv works. There are no rules as to when a thing is over or at a certain time this happens. It's kind of there's general rules as to how to feel or play, but not specific rules because they change in any given scene. So I'm going to scooch a little closer. And like I said, I'm a video, so I will not be upset if you pause me. In fact, this will be the perfect place to pause me because I'll have you change physicalities. I'll give it a suggestion, and hopefully you pause me and do that. And then I'll have you, you'll unpause me, and you guys will change physicalities, or you will, and I'll give a new suggestion, all right? So here we go. Change something about yourself physically. Try moving a little bit in that, or if you're sitting, how does that make you feel? And you guys are attending a lecture at school. Nice. Change something about yourself physically. And if this is way too soon, run over to the computer and pause me because Mr. Nathan is interrupting. Brilliance, brilliant scene work, and there I am talking. All right, unpause. Let's say you guys are camping. Everyone is camping. Nice, nice, nice. Change something about yourself physically. And waiting for a bus. Random suggestion. All right. Change something about yourself physically. You're a teacher. I don't know if you're teaching right now, but you're a teacher. And so is your partner, if your partner's there. All right. Change something about yourself physically, anything, it doesn't matter. Try and move around a little bit in that. And I will say, you guys are bus drivers. Probably you're not both driving at the same time. Oh, maybe you are. Maybe someone's a passenger and someone's a driver, but the passenger's a driver too. I don't know. All right. Nice. I'm glad you worked that out. I gave really confusing prompts or suggestions, and you did awesome. Change something about yourself physically. And here's a cool one. This is just to throw a wrench in the works. One of you is at Disney World, or Disney World, that place is your suggestion, and the other one is police officer. So you guys, one is taking a suggestion of a job and one is taking a suggestion of a place, and both of you are feeling however that physical change made you go. All right, excellent. I'm going to do that one more time with change your physicality, switch it up, get used to that physicality a little, key into how you feel. And now one of you is standing outside a swimming pool and one of you is a lifeguard. Awesome, awesome. All right. So that's pretty much it, and it's real similar to that first video, but it's a different way to derive emotions. And now that we did how you could do that with two people in this second video, if you do have a friend and you can do some of these improv games or a scene with them, I encourage you to go back to the first video and everything we did with naming an emotion and naming a job, and instead of just talking and doing a speech, try having a scene like we just did in this video. All right, I still hope you guys are doing well. I still miss you all. Have fun. I hope that you get to have a little bit of fun because it's hard right now. Everyone is stuck doing things they don't want to do. I know, but it's really important. It's super important. And so take a moment every day and play. Even if you do, like, you don't have a friend, but you want to do a scene like I just did where you're two people, but it's hard to move back and forth, get a couple dolls and have one doll be this way and one doll be this way. And your suggestion is peanuts. Well, I like peanuts. I know. I know, peanuts, peanuts, peanuts. No, they must be enjoyed. You cannot go and eat peanuts that fast. But hey, the faster you go, the more you eat, the more you eat. You could play with your fingers. I didn't even have the puppets that time. All right, you guys, that's it. I'm Mr. Nate, and this has been your second improv video. We should go out with a song.
Gotta get.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, it's an advertisement.